and welcome back to my channel. My name is Emily and this is the Astral Library. And you know what? It's holiday season, which means you probably got some like gift buying to do. So I thought something that'd be really fun would be to kind of go over some of my special editions. So if you have someone in your life that really likes books and maybe enjoys these books, maybe go out and try to find an edition. So they'll cover my subscription boxes, or I'm gonna talk to you about just like some special editions that I just overall own that are more easily available. So let's go ahead and dive straight in. Okay, so we're seated over here because I have all my special editions lined up on this side of my living room. So we're gonna go ahead and start with these. We're just gonna kind of go down, which will help me because it might be a little easier to remember where these are from because I kind of have it sorted that way. So we're gonna go ahead and start with the very first book and hopefully not knock down my Christmas decoration. Which, yes, I know it is November. Yes, it is early. I don't care. I have my tree up behind you over there too, so. But the first really pretty edition I have is Sons of Darkness by Gaurav Mohanty. I am hoping I say that right, Mohant. But this is a super duper pretty like gold and black edition with these gorgeous sprayed edges. This is actually a Barnes & Noble exclusive edition, so this is a pretty easy find. And it comes with really pretty end pages, and it's just a blank hardcover. But the spine's got a really pretty gold foiling on it. So this is an adult fantasy that is based in Indian mythology, I believe. I have not read this one yet. It is on my TBR and something I actually want to get to pretty quickly because I've been hearing some good things about it. I hear it's a very kind of like grimdark fantasy. And it is important that you are reading BIPOC authors and supporting BIPOC authors in the current like status of the publishing industry. So this will be a great pick to get this holiday season for a reader in your life, especially a grimdark fantasy lover, because I've been hearing a lot of great things about this. Right next to those, I have and I'm very excited about these, Jade City trilogy. I think this is called the Greenbone Saga. So we have Jade City, and this is by the Broken Binding, and there are these gorgeous editions. Like, this is my favorite. Look at that like stained glass edge. Oh my god. And it's got these like really pretty map on this side. I was like, where's the end pages? But the first book they gave us a fold-out map. So like I said, these are the Broken Binding editions. So this is Jade City. Then we have, I think this is in order. I haven't read this yet. I want to read this. So we have Jade War, another gorgeous stained glass edge that kind of continues all the way around too. So I don't think I showed you that in Jade City. And then I believe these also have, yeah, look, more gorgeous. And they have these like really pretty foiling covers that continue onto the back. And then Jade Legacy. I really love the blue on this. The blue's so pretty and it's so vibrant in real life. And again, we'll get more of those illustrations on the front and the map on the back. And the hardcover in this one, again, mimics pretty much the same, but this one's the blue. So I like that they all come with their own little color scheme to them. These are some of the prettiest editions I've ever had on my shelves. And let me tell you, if you're gonna do any book subscription box and you're a fantasy person or a sci-fi person, do the Broken Binding, okay? Because they are so well packaged, because they're UK based and they get here in pristine condition. Like, the box can sometimes be beat up, but the books themselves bubble wrapped and then wrapped in another layer of like protective paper, and they're always in such great conditions, and they're always of really good quality. I have the unsigned ones, but they also have signed ones if you care about signatures. But I'm very happy I subscribed to this because this is a series I wanted to read forever, and now I get a really pretty edition to read it from, and I hear a lot of great things about it. The next series I have also from the Broken Binding is The Lies of Lockamore, which is the Gentleman Bastard series by Scott Lynch. Again, these really gorgeous, which are mimicking the original covers, but they have the foiling and then these, again, gorgeous edges. Continues top and bottom and has really pretty end pages on both sides that are different, and it's got a foiled hardcover. Kind of mimics like a tarot card or like a playing card, both I would say. Shiny. It's kind of hard to pick up on camera because it's so shiny, and it continues onto the back too. Gorgeous editions. You could honestly ditch the dust jacket and just have the naked hardcover and it would still be a vibe. And it comes with a ribbon bookmark. All of them do, I'm pretty sure. So you don't need a bookmark to read these, you just got one built in. Red Seas Under Red Skies. So we have a red motif of the kind of like image that's going to be repeated on the hardback. More end pages. Different. Ooh, I really like this one. like the little sky. And again, that kind of printed foil cover. And the last in the series, The Republic of Thieves. That, again, this is very pretty blue. I don't know what blue dye they use, but it doesn't come across well on camera, but it's so vibrant. It's a little dusty up here, but I promise you it's really, really vibrant. And those end pages, illustrated, and one last hardcover. All together, like, look at these. They're so pretty. And the good thing about the broken binding is when they have extra copies that aren't selling from their subscribers, they put them out. And it's not like Fairy Loot where shit sells out super duper quickly. I think there's more of a chance. And any and all of their editions are just so pretty. And again, really well packaged. So if you're getting them internationally like me, you don't have to be worried about bent corners and shit. They come in pristine condition. The next is their newest series that they're doing. It's a classic fantasy series. It is the Dragonborn Chair by Tad Williams. I don't remember the name of the series, but here's the cover. And then look at that sword! Oh my god! I'm obsessed with this stenciled edge. Just like this pretty sword. Are you kidding me? It's every fantasy person needs it. And then these end pages. Look at that cityscape. And then war! I've heard a lot of good things about this series, and it is a classic series, and it is a chunky one. So I'm curious to see how, ooh, sorry, I haven't opened this one yet, so like, I need to be correct. So another great addition, and then again, it really, you can kind of see, we got a purple ribbon bookmark at the end. Very regal. And the naked hardcover, oh, look at that purple. Look at that purple and that gold foiling. We have a sword on the back. The broken binding. Subscribe to them, guys. It's totally worth it. And it's honestly not that expensive compared to some of the others. Okay, and then we're gonna move more into like the Fairy Loot. So I have Babel by R.F. Kuang. This is the Fairy Loot edition. It's got that really pretty stencils. And I am a big like illustrative person, so these end pages are everything to me. And they're different on the back. Not only do we have this amazing stencil here, we have the repeated motif here on the cover. It's front and back, and it's just so pretty. I will never get rid of this book. And a beloved book. Most of the people who read this book love it. Keep in mind, if you have a person who loves Babel, I highly recommend the Fairy Loot edition because she's gorgeous. Gorgeous. Continuing on with our Fairy Loot trend, we also have Her Majesty's Royal Coven by Juno Dawson. I bought this one secondhand and it really wasn't that expensive because it's not like the most popular series that Fairy Loot has done, but I just love these vibrant colors and I adore the edges. And of course they have fun end pages, but if you liked the peek on the cover, bam! Hot pink hardback. Isn't that so cool? I'm not like a pink girly, but something about a hot pink. So good, and they're so distinctive in style. It is older female characters and witches. So that's nothing but amazing. I can even tell you what it came from. It came from the Hex Appeal. So according to this card, it came from the June 2022 box. And it's the adult only, so it's adult fantasy. I am still waiting to get my hands on the sequel for this because they match perfectly together. More Fairy Loot. The Adventures of Mina, also Rafi by Shannon Chakraborty. Oh my god, this is an amazing book. Adult fantasy, adventure, pirate, older female character, a little bit of romance thrown in, and found family vibes. And this edition, I could not ask for a prettier edition for such an amazing book. But look at that. Look at the foiling on that. It goes onto the back, continuing with that foiling. These edges. And we're not done. Or no. It has a foiled map with illustration. Are you kidding me? And it continues onto the back with a different illustration. And then, she needs no words. She needs no words. She is stunning, beautiful, and the content of this book too? Oh, pick up the audiobook. do yourself a favor, pick up the audiobook and just listen to the adventure that goes on. It's so good. If my house is burning, I'm grabbing this book, okay? I'm grabbing her. Okay, continuing on. I believe we're still on Fairy Loot. I have Spells for Forgetting by Adrienne Young. A lot of people say this is like a fall vibey book, but it gives me summer because like these edges, like fireworks in July, fireflies, kind of like a June gloom type of thing. These really pretty end pages. And the hardcover on this, I believe, is also really, really pretty. So we got this gold foiling on this like greeny blue. Another stunning edition. Okay, almost in the end of this. I think this is my last Fairy Loot. I might have one more Fairy Loot on this. But we have Poster Girl by Veronica Roth, which is a dystopian. So it's by the same person who did Divergent series. So this is her like newest dystopian, and I believe it's an adult dystopian. So it's got these really like interesting, intricate geometric pattern. And this like real, I love the red on this, the foiled red. It's not a color that we see very often on the covers, but I think it just looks so good. And then I believe this has, yeah, like a Big Brother is Watching type of hardback. And we have this like blue foiling that goes on to the end. And I don't think, oh, it does. We have some end pages. I think they're the same on both sides, yeah. So a really pretty edition, especially if you have a Veronica Roth fan. And the back has like the tagline for the books. And then I think this is my last Fairy Loot, which is The Dowry of Blood by S.T. Gibson. And those edges though, very pretty, very kind of like fitting into like the regal vibe. We got this like red and black cover. Tiny bit of foiling on the edges here, they kind of catch the light, but when you take the dust jacket off, look at that like castle-y villa setting with the lights, and the back has like this nightscape. It's kind of hard to pick up on camera because it's so dark. We got these, look at these like stained glass end papers. Oh, it's so good. And this book was so beautiful. It's so beautifully written for a beautiful edition. So another book that like its outsides matches its insides, you know? Okay, then we move on to Owl Crate, which I don't have a few Owl Crate. I wasn't subscribed that long, but I have Lore by Alexander Bracken, which don't be fooled by this kind of like uninteresting dust jacket. Like, look at that. Look at her. Look at that Medusa. We got this other medallion on the back, and then these edges. These edges though, look at, they're so pretty. Like at times I want to just like toss that, and then we just let this sit on the shelf as is. Look at it, it's so pretty. Oh, I love the snake motif. And we get these like yellow marbled end pages. But if you don't like this cover, they also have artwork on the inside. Super duper pretty. It's not a full reversible because it doesn't have the title, but you could reverse it. In fact, maybe I will at one point because I think that will like complement it better than the white. The white's the only thing I don't like about this, but these edges are the prettiest that come. Then I have, there went that. I have the Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies by Heather Fawcett. This is the Fairy Loot edition. I do have another Fairy Loot. Slightly foiled, but what's really pretty about this is the undercover where we have this very purple kind of like very classic edition of it with some foiling. So it looks like an encyclopedia, like an old-timey encyclopedia. And then as always with Fairy Loot, we get these really pretty end papers, very much kind of like fitting into this like very cozy mood. I believe the second book in this series, also done by Fairy Loot, follows a similar vibe. So you can get your person 2 of these kind of like really pretty editions. Buy them books! And then the last one I have, this is The Last Flower by Roshni Chokshi. This is another Fairy Loot. Very pretty up close. It's a darker cover, but the colors are a lot more vibrant in person. We have these like foiled bird motifs, and then that really pretty edge that goes all the way around. And as always, Fairy Loot is queen of these end papers. And we got the stained glass effect in them. And the hardcover of this one, also really pretty. more of that black on gold with this very intricate design and just a normal edge and nothing on the back, sadly. Very pretty. Also, I think one that is pretty easy to find secondhand, like on eBay or something. This could be really easy find if you're like someone loved this book and they want the really pretty edition. The Fair Loot out there, I'm just saying. Okay, so I have one more of the special edition from a book box. It's actually a collection of a series all done at the same time, and that is the Air Awaken series by Elise Kova. This is the Bookish box editions, and first off, just like look at this outside box. It's so pretty, and like it's got a little bit thing on the cover too, and on the back that just tells the Bookish box. This is one of my favorite kind of like young adult to new adult fantasy series that's kind of like classic back in the day, and I just love how they all come together to create this landscape of a city. And each one is based on like a element, and it has a corresponding element. This is the first book, Air Awaken. These really gorgeous covers. And I believe they have end pages. Same on both sides. And then really pretty foiling on their hardcover. And it's got a little quote on the back. And then actually, the inside of the cover is just like the artwork that is on the outside. So it's a full landscape of it. Then we have Fire Falling, which is book 2. Pretty edges. We got the fire theme, gorgeous end papers, and look at that really pretty red. Something just about gold and red. So stunning. And then Earth's End. Another really, really pretty thing. We've got these like little mountains that goes all around. Mountain end pages. And for this one, we have a green hardcover with that gold. And then Water's Wrath around. We got little waves on this one. Again, it goes all around. That moon though, with these like cartoonish waves. And then we got like a more muted kind of like gray blue. It's reading off a little purple on this, but it's more blue in person with that gold. I don't see a lot of this color. It's very much like a grayish blue. And the last book in the series, Crystal Crown. Look at that. That foiling on the lettering. And this one we got crystals. Goes all the way around and these like crystal. And then the hardcover of this one, look at that purple. Oh, there's something about purple that's just so pretty. This is one of the better purples. So these are all of them together, and then different edges. I really do enjoy that they each got their own theme. I also really like this edition because I didn't have physical editions of these. I only read e-versions. And so I ate these up. These were my birthday present to myself last year, the year before, and I don't regret it because they're stunning. But those are all the books I got from book subscription boxes. So they're harder to find because they were like month to month, but they do exist on like eBay and secondhand sellers. You can find those editions. They could just be sometimes a little more expensive. So I would definitely go buy those editions if you have someone who know that they read that series and they love that series. But we're gonna go ahead and move on to my more easily accessible special editions. So these might just have special covers. They might be special prints of them, but they're more commonly found. You can kind of pick them up without having to fight and at a relatively decent price. But I'm gonna change my battery first because you're about to die. So I'll be right back.
2 days later.
So I lie. It's actually the next day. But I'm ready to continue this video and share more of like pretty editions. We last left off with going through all of the subscription book boxes minus the one Barnes & Noble. Okay, those are hard to find. Let's give you some options that you could still get and are still pretty, and for more people who, and maybe for people who love classics. So I got some pretty classics too, because you know, I'm an English major, and if I didn't have some classic literature in my collection and like pretty editions of classic literature, do I really have my degrees? Like, you know? So the first one I have is actually a collection of Arthur Miller's plays. This is the Franklin Library edition. So it's got this leather bound or faux leather bound with like these gilded etchings into it. And then you can see on the side, it continues that pattern on the spine. Get the collection of plays, the title, and then the thing. And what's really pretty about these editions is it got gilded pages. Oh, look at that shine. It's a high shine. And then inside you have these like cloth. You can And here it's kind of like a corduroy type of material. And then the pages are really high quality too. Like they're like the pretty thicker cardstock. And I believe, yes, they come with ribbons. So, you know, very premium feeling. And these are really easy to find in secondhand bookstores. In fact, that is where I actually got this copy. I think I got it for $35. So a absolute steal for these books. But let's see, maybe they're not a fan of the Arthur Miller. How about To Kill a Mockingbird? This is the Eaton Press edition. You can buy these new on their website. They ship pretty fast and they're gorgeous. So this is To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. It's in this gorgeous like green, forest green, and like the gilded gold along the edges. And just like the Franklin edition, we got the gilded pages that are super duper shiny. And they also have that kind of like cloth. So there's a ton of different publishers who do that. And then you can see the inside, the logo. And this is a totally brand new book. But you could also find these editions with the bookmarks also in used bookstores really, really easily. Sometimes they can get a little pricey just depending on work that it is. They're still relatively affordable. And a great present for the classic lover in your life. Now maybe they're into a little bit more of a modern classic. You know, I think everyone should own this beautiful editions of The Lord of the Rings. It's a bind up of the entire series. So it's got all 3 books. And the best thing about this, look at that. Oh, look at that. This is still available. You could buy it on Amazon, which I know we don't like, but you could buy it on Amazon cheaper than if you bought it at like a Barnes & Noble. So I think this runs for about like $70 or so. But Amazon, because they're evil and sell stuff at a loss, it is cheaper. So it's something to keep in mind, but this is a gorgeous edition. We got the cover with the gilded kind of details. And when we open, oh, it comes with a map too. It comes with a map that you could hang on your walls. I might frame that at some point, but I really like this naked hardback because it's a peek through from the dash jacket. So there's the Eye of Sauron and this really pretty edge. What's also really neat about this edition, I believe there are illustrations included in here from Tolkien. And of course it comes with a bookmark that's really tucked away in there. So it has like a little ribbon bookmark. It's like this pretty white with like a little bit of a silver detailing. Very pretty. Every Lord of the Rings fan needs this edition because just the elvish on the edges alone are just chef's kiss. Or also really accessible versions are the children editions. For classics, I have The Great Gatsby and Dracula in these editions, and they're both like these foiled hardcovers and they have gilded edges. And just look at their designs. Great Gatsby's got the Art Deco, and Dracula definitely has this like gothic motif. And inside they're like these like thicker, kind of like slick papers. So now if you're like eating a snack or like drinking with them, these are the pages you want because they're gonna kind of like slide off a little bit easier. You can kind of like wipe them off, it's fine. But they're pretty hefty little editions. They're not too big, so this is like perfect travel size book if you want to like, if you're like a person like me who always has a book with them. I have a book with me and I want to show off how pretty it is because this shit shines. You won't be able to miss this. You can spot this a mile away. And they have many, many classics to choose from. But these are the 2 editions I have. So these are both children editions. I want more of them. I just haven't decided which classics I want to get from them. And then my pride and joy. This one is hard to find. I wish you luck. I was very lucky and gifted The Night Circus by Eaton Press. Look at her. Look at that side. Look at the back. And just like all the others, it comes with a note about the author. This is a card from the person who gave it to me. And it's gilded edges, got a bookmark. But what's great about this edition, and why, if my house was burning, this is the book I would grab, is that it is in fact signed by Erin Morgenstern. Normally I don't care about signatures, but to have this beautiful edition, to have it signed, yes, 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 yes. And this is a gorgeous edition. We got the kind of traditional art styles that is found in the Night Circus, but just in just like premium quality. I'm grabbing this. If you're gonna rob my house, this is what you want to rob me for because it is expensive and I am thankful to the person who spent that money on me. So very much. Oh, it also comes with a freaking authenticity thing. So it was legitimately signed the February 1st, 2021. I have it authenticity fucking certificate for this book. It's gotta come with me. If the house is burning, this is what I gotta grab. All the other ones I don't want to burn, but we'll have to burn if I can only save one. It's gonna be her. But maybe you don't want premium prices. You know, sometimes those really special editions, even though they're more accessible, can be a little expensive. I have other great editions that I really, really enjoy. First and foremost, maybe got a Alice Oseman fan. She just did a redesign of some of her books and they're gorgeous. They all fit well together. This is the author of Heartstopper. So she has a book called Nick and Charlie, where she redid the cover to match the art style in the comics. And it continues onto the back in this adorable night scene. So pretty. What I really love is that she did this for all of her books. So we also have Solitaire in this same art style. It wraps around to the other side. And my favorite, the one where I saw this and I had to buy it, even though I owned a copy, and that's Radio Silence. I just love this cover, this scene of them in their room. And again, it wraps around to the back. So it's this very pretty landscape. I adore it so much. I love this story and I feel like this cover really does it justice, whereas the two other covers that have been for this book I felt like weren't as good. And I feel like I'm so happy to have these covers because not only are they beautiful individually, like looking at all of them together on my shelf brings me so much joy. So much joy. And these are the standard price of how much these books cost. They're not any more expensive. They're just redesigned covers and I'm so happy to have them. I'm so thankful to have them because Alice Oseman is just like the best cozy contemporary writer in my opinion. I love her work. I'd eat them up all the time. Okay, other easier editions to find, not too expensive. If you have a fancy person, maybe suggest getting the Assassins of Parentis series in this illustrated edition. This is the first trilogy in the Farseer world. I forget what this was actually called, but this is the first book in that Robin Hobb universe world. So this is the I think this is the Farseer trilogy. Yep. So there are 3 books in this series and each one comes in these beautiful hardback editions that have really pretty illustrations and colored illustrations at that in them. And they have a map. It's got a ribbon bookmark and it even gives really pretty treatment to like the title pages and the chapter pages. So these are solid editions, really easy to find. You can find them at a Barnes & Noble, you can find them on Amazon. So they're really, really accessible and they're not that expensive. I think this one was like $30 something. So I am obsessed with them. I am sad it does not continue for the rest of the series in this larger series. I think it's worth it for the core series or for the start of the series. All 3 books are published. Continuing on with our fantasy theme, how about some more illustrated editions? Have you seen the new publish of the Aragon series? It's fully illustrated. So we got this gilded title with this beautiful illustration that continues onto the back. And of course, with illustrated editions, let's see if I can find, we have images in the text itself. So if you know the series that shall not be named, they have the most beautiful illustrated editions. But you know, we don't want to support her. But this book, I love Aragon and I've always really wanted a special edition of Aragon. So I'm going to definitely be picking up the books in this. I'm definitely going to be picking up this edition. I hope they do more because I'm obsessed with this. I love the feel of this. I love the weight of this. I love the illustrations. I don't think there's a pretty, oh there is. There's a very pretty naked hardback that has images on both sides and a printed spine. And it even gives you translations of the languages in the back. This is a great edition. I think a great pickup and I'm very happy to have this in my collection. Continuing on with the oversized, I also have the collector's edition of Dune. So it comes in this slipcase and you guys are not prepared. You guys are not prepared for what's inside of this because the illustrations, look at it! Oh my god, I'm obsessed with this cover. It's so gorgeous. Just the colorway, the kind of like way the image is blended itself with the line work. And then we have the kind of traditional dune landscape on the back with the twos. And of course, the art itself is vibrant and on these like thicker pages that again are a little bit of that like slicker side. If you have a Dune person in your life, you need to get this edition because it is stunning. And if you're a person like me who's like not interested in necessarily reading Dune, but like kind of wants to know the story to see what the hype is, like the graphic novels are a great place to go. I'm just saying. And if you're gonna get an edition, get the pretty edition so you can have this cover. Just display it and stare at it. Couple more special editions that I have, at least as far as I'm concerned, because you know, I have a lot of books and then sometimes they hide from me. But another pride and joy of mine is my edition of Wolf Song by TJ Klune. This is the Waterstone exclusive edition, and it was the first run because it came with these gorgeous edges. Look at that. Look at that beautiful like continuation, the meadow and flowers onto the spine, and it continues onto the back. There is not like a special hardcover. It's just a really pretty orange with the title printed. But what is really cool about this one is that it is in fact signed by TJ Klune too. Gorgeous. I love, look at the shelf. This would be on this shelf if not for the fact that this is a series that I do own the other books of. So I don't want to split my series up, but this is worthy of being displayed. And Wolf Song. Oh, I love Wolf Song so much. I adore it. This is my favorite TJ Klune book series, period. I love the other ones he's put out, but like this is the one that captured my heart and made me a TJ Klune fan. All right, last one, and this is also really easy to find and a recent purchase for myself because it just came out. It is the deluxe edition of Murtagh by Christopher Paolini. So this is the prequel book that he published for Aragon last year, and just look at the red foiling on it, and then look at the edge. We got another sword. This is the year of the sword, and it continues all around, and it's got an illustrated map on the end pages. We got a full illustration. It's so pretty, and it comes with some illustrations included in the text itself. It's not a fully illustrated edition. It's a solid buy. This is the only copy of Murtagh I own too, so you know I just had to get my hands on it. I was iffy if I was going to read it or not, but now that this edition came out, I might have to read it, like, you know? All right, but that is every special edition that I own in my collection. I hope you enjoy just getting a peek of what I have. I hope you maybe got some ideas of what to get people if you have a book lover in your life, or if you want to treat yourself to a Christmas present. I'm not judging. Go out and get some special editions because they're really fun to own. And you know what? Book buying and book reading are two separate hobbies, and I happen to enjoy both of them. So go out there, spend your money how you want to. But that's gonna be it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed getting a closer look at some, again, of my pretty editions, my special editions of my book, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!